G'day people, this is Sharpino here. Welcome you guys to team prep for week 1 battle of the PMC. This week we are going against the Hamden Hydreigons, and their coach is Jspecks, who is the admin of the PMC League. So if you want to go ahead and check out his channel to see what he brought for us, link will be in the description down below, and we can see how we go from there. So this week we do have a very hard team to prep against, and I'll explain to you guys why I say that. Because his team is packing a Kieran Black, a Raikou, a Diggersby, an Arcanine, a Cobalion, Crobat, Blastoise, Meloetta, Gourgeist, Wobbuffet, and Gardevoir. So a lot of offensive presence, but also a lot of defensive Pokemon as well. So this is going to be a bit of a difficult team to prep for, and I hope, I haven't consulted anyone, this is the only team where I've actually prepped myself, and hopefully the results will not be as bad as I think it's going to be, just because I haven't consulted anyone. Because usually I talk to other people first, get opinions, and then go for it, but this time I've actually gone by myself, and we'll see how we go. So, a lot of threats on the team, obviously being the Kieran Black and the Raikou, but I think I've prepped pretty well. God damn it, just a moment please, my thing just falls off, bitch and a half. There we go. Alright, so our first Pokemon is Talonflame. We do have the standard Adamant set. We do have Sharpbeak with Gale Wings for obviously the priority. Brave Bird, Flare Blitz, Sword Dance, and Taunt. Now the reason why I have Taunt on this Talonflame instead of Roost, a lot of Pokemon in his team do have the potential set up, and a lot of Pokemon are like the Wobbuffet and maybe the Gourgeist as well. Even also the Krookodiles team. He does have Arcanine, which can be tries out maybe Substitute or some sort of move. Even stop from going for Morning Sun, which could actually be a lot helpful. But also just for the fact that the Brave Bird is obviously going to be a lot better. Just so we can get the priority on the Kieran Black in case he tries to bring a Scarf, the Raikou in case he tries to bring it offensive. Even the Diggersby if he wants to become Choice Scarf, and maybe the Crobat and Mega Gardevoir. Just so we can get a check for that. I think the Talonflame is definitely a good choice to add. Hopefully, obviously if your weakness on his team that we have here on his team could be that Diggersby. So I'm pretty sure Diggersby can take, I think, one Brave Bird, even with Sharpbeak Adamant. Also in his team, Blastoise could definitely be an issue, the Wobbuffet can be an issue. But the reason why, like I said, the Wobbuffet is, I have a feeling like if I reveal Sword Dance and he tries to go bring in Wobbuffet to try and lock me into, say, Sword Dance for example, I can go ahead and go for a Taunt just in case the Wobbuffet does go for an Encore, because I do know Wobbuffet can actually do an Encore. So maybe in a way just help us to cement the Talonflame sweep, maybe. The problem is we don't have Roost, so we can't kind of refill the tank, so we just go hard or go home. So that's the first Pokemon that we have on here. The next Pokemon we have on our team is the Krookodile. Krookodile, Expert Belt, Intimidate. Now the reason why I decided to go for Intimidate, Expert Belt, sort of Moxie Choice Scarf is just because of the fact that he has a lot of Pokemon that naturally outspeed the Krookodile, and also that even if we were Choice Scarf Moxie, I doubt it will be able to live a lot of hits. But the good thing is that the Krookodile does have a lot of HP, so that if we make it a bit of a bulky physical mon like we have done here, we could actually be able to take hits and give out hits at the same time. So we've got Expert Belt, obviously, that boosts super effective moves, Earthquake, Crunch, Stone Edge, and Super Power. So this actually does quite a number on his team. As far as Pokemon that it hurts, it can hurt the Kieran Black. I actually ran Calcs. It can actually live one Ice Beam from a Kieran Black. I think if it's just Choice Scarf Life Orb, I think it might almost kill, but not completely kill. It checks the Raikou, it would check the Arcanine, it checks the Cobalion, even though the Cobalion, like I've calced the Sacred Sword on the Cobalion and actually does less than half. So we could be able to like do an Earthquake and do the damage to the Cobalion. It checks the Crobat, it checks the Meloetta, the Gourgeist, and the Wobbuffet and Mega Gardevoir. Not so much the Mega Gardevoir, but just it checks a lot of Pokemon in his team. So Krookodile definitely seems to be a very good Pokemon to add to fight my opponent's team this week. And like I said, Expert Belt only will just enhance all their super effective moves. Next Pokemon we have in our team is the Suicune, Chester, Berry, Pressure. So we're going to go for a stand Sleep Talk session with Suicune here. So we've got Scald, Ice Beam, Sleep Talk, and Rest. So especially for a lot of Pokemon in his team that do have a potential to set up. So the Suicune does check the Diggersby, the Arcanine, the Cobalion. It does check the Blast. Actually, Blastoise could be a bit of a mix. See, Blastoise tends to have a bit of a problem, but we've already prepped our team. But it does actually. The only other issue I can see on the team here is maybe the Gourgeist and the Mega Gardevoir, and I would even think the Wobbuffet could be a bit of an issue for the Suicune. But hopefully, we can actually predict when he's going to bring the Wobbuffet. Hopefully, bring a Talonflame, because Talonflame could just answer the Wobbuffet. So yeah, the fact that we have Sleep Talk and Rest obviously means we can get rid of those stat moves. So if he tries to bring something with Toxic, like maybe the Blastoise or maybe the Crobat, just something different, or even go for Super Fang. Actually, you know what? That's actually pretty bad. But I do think the Suicune does pack a bit of a hit to this team. The only thing I could see it being bad against is the Raikou. The Raikou definitely checks it. The Crobat, if it's like Super Fang, could definitely put a dent in it. And it would just be a stall wall with the Blastoise. And then Gourgeist would obviously kill the Seed Bomb. But we are defensive, and unless he makes it an offensive Gourgeist, it can actually do a bit of damage. So that's going to be our second mod. Fourth mod we're going to bring in is Uxie. Now we're going to run this Uxie a little bit differently. It's defensive, like I know, but its moveset, we're going to make it a screener. So basically, it can help enhance the defenses for my Pokemon like Talonflame, Krookodile, and Bisharp. So we do have Psyshock, Light Screen, Reflect, and Stealth Rock. Reasons being for Psyshock, just because a lot of these Pokemon do have physical bulk, or pretty much. I know the Raikou is more specially defensive. The Cobalion, I think, could be more physically defensive, but really it's for things like Crobat. So I know Crobat can be especially defensive. But other than that, like, I can't really see much else. Just having the Psychic for the Crobat, and then we make a special defensive wall, so hopefully we can take on maybe a Gardevoir, set up a screen before it dies, something like that, sort of the last resort. And then we've got White Clay over to obviously make the Light Screen last a lot longer, you know. Reflect and the Light Screen to just make my Pokemon stand out a little bit better. But hopefully things go to plan, but you know, making a special defensive does actually work out for us. Next we do have the Armaldo. The Armaldo, this one's a little bit dicey, so bear with me on this. Now I know a lot of people tend to make their Armaldos mostly physically defensive, but I'm actually going to try to make it a little bit physically offensive. So we've got leftovers with Battle Armor, so we can't get critted. We've got X-Scissor, Stone Edge, Knockoff, and Rapid Spin. A little bit dicey on the leftovers, just because of the build. I feel like I could go for a Life Orb just to make the Armaldo a little bit stand out a little bit more. And the fact that it could actually make it a bit more defensive, so we can take hits like an Outrage. Because we don't have any Fairy types in our team, definitely potential for Kieran Black to come in with that Outrage. But you know, we've got X-Scissor, Stone Edge, Knockoff, Rapid Spin, so obviously that could wall the I think it could do some damage to the Arcanine if it's not especially offensive. It could do work to the Crobat, it could do work to the Meloetta, and the Wobbuffet as well. So we've got a few Pokemon that can check. It's also a spinner, so if he tries to set up rocks with the Cobalion, the Diggersby, the what else can get rocks? I think they're the only two that can get rocks. So out of those two Pokemon. So we do have the option, if we do have rocks and they try to put the hurt on Talonflame, we can go ahead and go for that Rapid Spin there. So definitely way to go with that one there. Last Pokemon we're going to bring is Bisharp. Now this is going to be run very differently than what the normal standard Bisharp is. So this is actually going to be a specially defensive Bisharp, and why I say this is because this is going to be our answer to Mega Gardevoir. Because I've done the calcs, basically Assault Vest, fully special defensive Bisharp can take just about half of a Hyper Voice from a Mega Gardevoir. That's if it's a timid nature. If it's modest, it's actually going to do a lot more damage. But basically, the point of this is that we can try to live one Hyper Voice. We bring in a Bisharp against a Gardevoir, and we can go ahead and go set up that the Iron Head to try to do damage, and then Sucker Punch to finish it off. So our moveset for this is Sucker Punch, Iron Head, Knockoff, and Stone Edge. Like I said, the Stone Edge could do work against the Kieran Black, but we've got Iron Head. It could do work against the Crobat. It could do work against what else? It's weak to rocks. Really, I mean, even Arcanine as well, but I mean, we're special defensive, so I mean, if he has close combat, we're pretty screwed either way. So I mean, it's just the last resort against the Arcanine. But yeah, Kieran Black, we've got the... I guess it could do some work with the Raikou. I actually haven't calculated how much a Thunderbolt would do if the Raikou was a calm nature, because sometimes they can go either bold, like a Suicune, or go timid and try and run a bulky set, but I don't know if he can, because running it offensively would be a little bit dangerous for us. Just because if he makes it a timid or a modest, it means that it's obviously going to do a lot more damage, which is why we have Uxie to try to set up the screens against the team here, so that hopefully we can live out long enough to get some offensive hits out there before the screen reduces the damage for us. So that's going to be our team builder for this week. Hopefully I've tracked well. I mean, if you guys have any creative suggestions as to ways we can improve this team, make sure you leave a comment down below, and let's hope history does not repeat itself with the round 1 last year, how I got 5-0'd. Let's just hope. And let's just hope for a good match, because I want to try and do well this year. I don't want to have, well, this league actually, I don't want to have another 5-5. I would rather have a 6-4, maybe something positive. We'll see how things go. So we'll just see how things go from here, and until the next time I see you guys, I'll see you guys in the battle. Stay safe, stay sharp, and I'll catch you guys all next time. Later!